Okay. All right. I'm back. I'm back. Welcome. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody in the chat room. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about that time. It's about that time. Right? Chef, Dave, KC, Gundo. It's about that time. Yusuf. Right? Ban all dogs. Lisa. You know, every now and then I have to reflect on stuff like this, So I got to remind myself of things I've talked about that has been talked about for a long time. And I'm sorry, but when you have popular organizations like the Kennel Club that bend over backwards to project dogs as intelligent, there needs to be some backlash. There needs to be people who push back, who object. And it's past time that I've, given my take. Because between the videos that I've made in the past about the lack of intelligence of dogs, between then and now, there have been a lot of things written, a lot of things said that, I just didn't feel was worthy of a response. So all that time, it has just been accumulating. And here we are. Oh yeah, good morning, good morning. Now the title should attract dog lovers. That's the goal. I hope dog lovers listen to this video. And I want you all to try to explain this. Those of you who think dogs are so intelligent. Now there are many animals who do dumb things. Many animals that do dumb things. But with dogs, there's such a wide assortment of dumb things that they do that you have to consider them the dumbest creatures on earth. Other animals, they'll do something dumb here and there. And there have been studies done on this. Right? It's pretty sad. And despite all of that, like I said, you have like the Kennel Club who write articles like this. What is this? Dog cognition. Dogs are even smarter than you think. Dogs have been known to learn hundreds of words, do arithmetic, and guess what people and other dogs are thinking. Now you can tell already that this was some private test conducted on one dog, and that dog underwent hours and hours of training. And even then, look, we didn't see the test. We didn't test the dog to see if it knows hundreds of words. See, they do these little experiments behind closed doors, and then they come outside of the room and say, hey, this dog learned 400 words. And they put it in an article, and there you go. The dog lovers, they eat it up. Now here's a different article by the American Kennel Club. Are dogs really smarter than cats? And this is an article where they're trying to argue that dogs are smart just for no reason. The American Kennel Club, and they've done this more than once, they'll just come out and project dogs as smarter than cats. American Kennel Club is very anti-cat. Very anti-cat. And I don't believe this at all. Was it new research published in the journal Frontiers of Neuroanatomy seems to support the argument that dogs might actually be smarter than cats. I don't think so. Who believes that? I don't believe that. I don't believe dogs are smarter than any animal, any natural animal. The fact that dogs are the only animals that are not natural tells me that they can't be the most intelligent. They can't be. It's literally impossible. You can forget about it. Now, this is terrible. This is terrible, people. Because you got other media outlets who have written articles. They've even tried to recruit scientists. They've tried to recruit science itself. And how pathetic is that? Why bend over backwards? Why try so hard? Why all the effort to prove how intelligent dogs are? Of course, we all know how they project dogs as being just as intelligent as 2-year-old children, which is, I dealt with that in a video. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. But the title of this one is Why Scientists Believe Dogs Are Smarter Than We Give Them Credit For. No, no, no. Actually, dogs are dumber than we give them credit for. And I don't give them credit, any credit at all. Because most of the intelligence or the perceived intelligence that they demonstrate is actually their obsession with food. Their willingness to jump and do certain things for food. You have to train them with food first. That's the only thing that's powerful in a dog's brain, is its obsession with eating. Psychologist and dog researcher Stanley Coren estimates the average dog's intelligence is roughly as sophisticated as a 2.5-year-old baby's. Now, we went over that, and that is definitely not true. These are horrific lies. Horrific lies. Studies have found that the brightest dogs appear to be capable of learning hundreds of... Show me the dog. When you look at videos of dogs that know different words, they never demonstrate that the dog knows hundreds of words. Never. And what good is that ability if the dog will do things like this dog ate 2 pounds of rocks. 2 pounds of rocks. Now, you would think that after you eat one rock, that experience is so unpleasant. You know, you maybe accidentally swallow a rock. You'd imagine the experience would be so unpleasant that you wouldn't eat anymore. That's not the case with dogs. Or at least not with this dog. And there are plenty of confessions online of these people, dog owners, who complain about how their dogs eat any and everything. They'll eat socks. They'll eat any inanimate object. That does not strike me as intelligence. But yet they go on and on. This is sad. The American Psychological Association, you got accredited media outlets, people who have degrees, writing articles like this. Smarter than you think. Renowned canine researcher puts dog's intelligence on par with 2-year-old human. Here we go again. And see, this is dangerous, because this is what motivates these dog lovers to treat dogs like 2-year-old children, to let them in the house, to leave them alone with the dog, right? This is a big reason why they literally treat dogs like 2-year-old children. And they don't care. They don't care. But we all know better than this. Now, we watched a bunch of videos recently of mutts jumping off of rooftops. And it's like an epidemic. I've never seen another animal jump from high places as often as I've seen. And a dog, they're not designed to do stuff like that. Cats are. You know, I've seen cats jump from high places where I thought, you know, there's no way the cat is going to be able to jump or get down. And then the cat will jump down from a very high area with no problem at all. You know, dogs are they're like horses. They're like rigidy. They're not agile felines. Can you imagine a donkey jumping off a rooftop? Jumping off of out of a moving vehicle? Right? But they love to brag about how intelligent dogs are. They want to put dogs on the same level as human children. 2-year-old children. But yet dogs actually display the most mind-boggling acts of stupidity imaginable. And what? We just supposed to sweep it under the rug? Huh? And that's the thing. Look, as dumb as dogs are, I refuse to believe that a dog is not aware of when it's on a high area, an elevated surface. No, they know. They know. Let me share my screen here. Okay, here we go. I think this is the, no, this is a different one actually. This is a different one. Okay, I'm sure you all have seen this video. There's a compilation of this that I shared from Chef Mutt Meat's channel. I think it's from her channel. And it's still in the community section. So if you go there and you scroll down, you should run into it. But you see, if this dog was not aware that it was on an elevated surface, it would just walk right off the rooftop. It wouldn't spend all this time looking around, pacing around. It's fully aware that the ground is far away, right? And as we all know, this thing jumps off anyways. Okay? What? Why? Where's the intelligence here? And this is not asking, we're not asking for a thesis, some scientific experiment. We're not asking all of that from a dog. You know, I know there's some people who, oh, it's unfair to demand high intelligence from an animal. It's not high intelligence. It's basic stuff. This is the most basic intelligence that you could expect from any living creature. Hey, you want to claim that dogs are just as intelligent as 2-year-old kids? Well, you got to, tail wagging. Tail wagging, right? Huh? Dog nuts, do y'all think this dog is happy right now? The pain that you see how it could barely stand up? It has been injured. It's in pain. And its tail is wagging. Okay, where's the intelligence? Where's the intelligence? This is bad. Okay, let me go back. You know what? That compilation, that would be a good video to share right now. Let me see if I can find it. Have I found it? Because this is pretty terrible. Okay. Okay, I think maybe I removed it. Maybe I removed it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I don't have it anymore. Anybody gets a link, there is a real good compilation, and I can't remember what I did with it. Is this it? No, this is it. No, this is a different one. This is a different one. And it is by Rational Cleanliness. Now, look, now, wow. Okay. Isn't it fair to demand this much intelligence from a living creature, especially a large mammal? Isn't it fair for us to expect you to know better than to do something like this? And actually, yeah, this is a different one. There's another compilation of dogs. Does this dog not know that it's in a moving vehicle and that it's not smart? Not smart to jump out of it? This dog injured itself so bad, and the person just kept going. They didn't stop. This dog injured itself so bad, it looked like it died instantly. It stiffened up. I mean, it's a wrap. Not only is this an absence of intelligence, this is a display of stupidity that is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I mean, really? And you know, these are the creatures we want to project as just as intelligent as 2-year-old kids, as worthy somehow to come into all of our businesses, libraries, doctors' offices, institutions. If dogs are this dumb, why on earth would they deserve the special treatment that they get in society? How would they be aware? Here's an even better question. How could dogs be aware that they're helping you with your anxiety? They have these dumb programs of kids reading to dogs. Isn't this evidence that dogs have no idea what's going on when a child is reading to them? They have no idea what's going on. A dog in a dentist office, in a hospital, anywhere where it's supposed to be providing some type of service to comfort a human being. Isn't it safe to say that the dogs have no idea what's going on? But yet the dogs receive all the praise, as if the dogs are not only doing a service for humans, but are aware that they're providing a service. service for humans. Not at all. Let's not be silly. Let's not be silly here, people. Now, I love to tell the story of, and look, this stuff has been immortalized in art. How many people seen this? How interesting is this? It has been immortalized in artwork. This is a thief. And the thief is giving the dog food. Just like that story I shared a while ago of the thief who confessed. I think I read it on Reddit, where the thief said that he would pick out a home that he wanted to burglarize. And if the home had a dog, that he would walk by the home and toss food to the dogs. And he said he would do this for a few days until the dogs would not bark when they saw him. And that's when he would make his move. They've made artwork out of this. So this stupidity in dogs has been known for a long time. And here's the thing. Does it require a lot of intelligence to know that you shouldn't trust someone, even if they're giving you food? You shouldn't trust them on your property. You shouldn't allow them. Is the dog not aware of who lives inside the home and who doesn't? Even if there's a stranger giving it treats. I mean, because the stranger is not there for a long time. They just walk by, toss the dog for some food, and keep walking. They don't stop, go inside the home, rub on the mutt, read books to the mutt, allow it to stuff its face in their crotch. There's no intimacy like that. They just toss the mutt a piece of food and keep walking. Shouldn't the dog still be aware that this person does not live on my property? They say dogs are territorial. Is this the behavior of a territorial creature? Dogs are not even smart enough to be territorial. Let's be honest here. And to be territorial shouldn't require intelligence at all. It's an instinct, isn't it? Am I missing something here? It's supposed to be an instinct. Oh yeah, dog nuts. I'm going to hit you with a bunch of information, like nonstop back to back. I want this live stream to be like a pre-recorded video. Then we're going to get into some of the posts by the people in the chat, because I know they're going to get on you a lot harder than me. Dog nuts. Does this make sense or not? Are we demanding too much intelligence from the dog to say that, hey, dog, you should know that this person should not be trusted? Take the food, it throws you a bone, but if that same person comes and tries to trespass on your property, you still have to defend your property. Is that demanding too much intelligence from the mutt? I don't think so. I think that's demanding the minimum. That is demanding the very, very minimum. But yet, you walk by for 2-3 days, you give the dog some food, you come by on the 4th day, the dog sees you, it does not bark. It doesn't even bark. And the thief is allowed to just walk right past it. Look, it's so bad. The dog is so dumb. I'm sure the thief can jump the fence, can walk right into the dog's territory. You know what the dog gonna do? Gonna run up to him, tail wagging, begging for food. And this is supposed to be, I mean, look, this is a shameful, dangerously low level of intelligence we're dealing with right here. Food. All it takes is food. That's pathetic. That is utterly, utterly pathetic. And this also is related to the dog's stupidity in another way. And one more thing before I go on to that. Don't they say that dogs are an excellent judge of character? Well, here you have a thief whose plan is to rob your residence. Now, didn't they just say in this other article that dogs possess this magical ability to know what people are thinking? This is what the Kennel Club wrote. Say dogs have been known to learn hundreds of words, do arithmetic, and guess what people and other dogs are thinking. Really? So how is it then that it will let the thief walk right on by? These dog lovers, these dog nuts, this is sad. This is sad. This is sad. Now, we talked about how the dog rescuers, when they want to rescue a mutt, the mutt will be scared and it will be off in a corner. It'll be under a vehicle somewhere where the rescuers can't grab the dog. You know, the mutt is hiding from the rescuers, shaking and trembling. And it won't come out because it's afraid of the people. It views the people as a threat. And like we talked about before, all you then have to do is offer the dog food. And it will walk right up to you. Just offer it food. And it will walk right up to you. It always works. Now, now we're talking about intelligence. If my plan is to do harm to this dog, you know, I'm going to be able to harm it. All because of this dog's lack of intelligence. See, the dog is not smart enough to be anywhere near as smart as a human being. It's not even close. If they could, then they would think to themselves, no, I'm not going to go after that food. And the worst part about it is the person could have the food still in their hand. You know, it's a difference between, that's a lot different from a person who sets a plate of food down and walks away from the food. Then you can sort of understand why the dog would walk up to the food. No. Every rescuer we see, they keep that food right in their hand. And that dumb mutt, those dumb mutts, every single time will walk right up to that person for that food. The dog's obsession with food makes them dumb. They are the dumbest creatures. Now, like I said, you can find other animals that do dumb things here and there, but no other animal does so many dumb things on a regular basis at that. Food, food, food. You can exterminate dogs by using food to lure them in. What a worthless creature. And these people buy these things as guard dogs to protect their home, to protect their family. Really? What a joke. And the crazy part about it is that it doesn't matter how big or vicious of a dog it is. As long as you bring a piece of barbecue rib with you, and you can imagine something with a powerful smell like barbecue rib, you can imagine how that would stop any dog from barking. Wouldn't it? You walk by the home, worthless mutt, bark, 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 bark. You pull out a warm piece of prime rib. I don't care how big and vicious that mutt is. It's going to shut up. It is going to shut its stupid trap. And it's going to allow the burglar, allow the thief to trespass on its property. Do you think, now I wouldn't try this, but do you think you could pull this off with a pride of lions? Call yourself bringing a piece of meat and you walking in that lion's territory? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think any other animal, a predator that's territorial at that, would trust a human being just because they got food. Only dogs. Now they wrote about this, right? That point that I just made just now. They wrote about this. I think I saved some of the screenshots where they talk about the test that they've conducted shows that dogs are not exceptional. I know many of y'all have read that article, because there's several articles like that where they say dogs have been proven to not be exceptional. Here's one. New research suggests that dogs are not exceptionally smart. New research on canine cognition suggests that dogs may not be exceptionally smart compared to other animals. How about that? How about that? And that's very believable. Because like I said, I don't think you could pull this off with any other animal. Simply offer it food and it'll let you trespass on its territory. Is food really that important? You could intend on taking the dog's food. Maybe there's a larger supply of food on your property. And the dog won't even protect its food. All because you're bringing food with you. This article continued, said, it's not that dogs are dumb. It's just that they aren't as exceptional as we may have thought. No, yes, they are dumb. Yes, you see, this another example of people being afraid to offend the dog nutter world. Not here, dog nutters. No, we have fun. We have fun triggering you and telling the truth. It's not just about triggering you. It's about telling the truth. They are dumb. Let's stop playing games here. I'm not just trying to, look for content for a video. This has to be said. A spotlight has to be put on this. I mean, you look at barking. What's the purpose of barking? Is it just to warn predators, to scare off a potential threat? If that's the case, then why do they bark at nothing? Why do they bark at organisms, whether it be human or other animals? Why do they bark from a distance? You know what I think intelligence is? Is the way a cat behaves when the cat sees a potential threat or potential prey. You watch a cat and they behave like intelligent creatures. They tiptoe. Huh? They don't hiss. Talk to me. They don't do that. They're not standing off at a distance, hissing and growling or none of that nonsense. They tiptoe. They will stand perfectly. Here, let me share my screen here. Let me give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. Even though you've all seen this before. There's no barking or none of that. Cats tiptoe, tiptoe, move slowly. They only move fast when they are in striking range. Right? That to me is animal intelligence. That's intelligence. They're both predators. That's intelligence. Barking is a demonstration of a lack of stupidity, outright dumbness. No thought behind this behavior at all. And again, not only will they scare away potential prey, it can also give your location for a superior predator. You know, many of these dogs, they will get killed by bobcats. You know, bobcats are bigger than average domestic cats. And many of these dogs are so small, they would not stand a chance against a bobcat. Y'all remember I shared that story where a bobcat attacked two pit bulls and beat them up. But those same small dogs will sit there outside in the backyard and bark nonstop at nothing. There won't even be anything in sight. And they will bark, 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 bark. We talked about how wild dogs, coyotes, wolves, they don't bark. Only in very rare circumstances will a wild dog bark. What they say, I think they said that if it's startled, if something is very close to it and it's not aware, and maybe, you know, it turns around, sees a living creature that was unexpected, and it's startled, it's scared, then it might bark. Other than that, they say that wild dogs will let out chirping sounds, like what you hear from birds. So that lets you know that there's something uniquely dumb about dogs. They display behavior that's not seen across the board. If other animals behave like this, you couldn't single dogs out for their lack of intelligence. So we're totally justified to put a spotlight on this as utter stupidity. Utter stupidity. Yeah, barking serves no purpose at all. Really no purpose at all. And especially the way they bark at from a distance. Man, just what we've covered alone gives dogs a huge head start A huge head start ahead of other animals in terms of stupidity. And we're not done. We're not done. Keep in mind as well how dogs will walk right up to random people and violate their person. This is where their stupidity really flies off the charts. Not only do they violate your personal space, violate your person, stuff their face in your crotch. The fact that dogs will not allow you to do that is telling. They tell you that a dog might attack you if you invade its personal space. And that's exactly what dogs do on a regular basis. Is that intelligence? Again, I could be a threat. I could be deadly. You don't walk right up to other organisms that you don't know, you've never seen. But that's exactly what dogs do. And this infuriates me really to the max because it's so rude. It's so rude. It's so inappropriate and so inhumane. And these people want to look at you sideways if you don't want to come inside their home. So this is the crazy. You don't even need food a lot of the times. This is a different kind of stupidity than what you see with dogs trying to be rescued and people luring them in with food. This is a case where they just walk up, you don't have any food at all. They just walk up, start sniffing you all over your body, stuffing their face in your crotch. Once again, putting their life in danger. Why? Why do dogs do so many dumb things? And they look just as dumb as they are. So I'm not connecting the dots here. Dog nuts. Why do dogs eat their own excrement the way they do? I don't want to hear none of this talk about the dogs can smell the nutrition in it. They say, oh, dogs, they're lacking vitamins and they can smell the vitamins and nutrition. Well, if that's the case, why can't they smell the vitamins and nutritions in rocks? See how they try to throw anything at you and hope that it sticks? I'm quite sure dogs don't smell no nutrition, no vitamin D, no vitamin nothing. They don't smell electrolytes in rocks. Rocks does not smell like food. Neither does waste. Look at how foul their waste smells. Why would you want to eat that? They say that dogs, their sense of smell is many times greater than a human's. Well, with our sense of smell, excrement smells horrible. You mean to tell me that scent is magnified 100 times in the nose of a dog, and the dogs will walk right up to it and eat it? Oh, what are you saying? That the dog's sense of smell is so powerful that something that stinks to a human actually smells good to a dog? I know many people have wondered that, have asked themselves that question. Is that what it is? No. Shout out to DB Cooper in the super chat. It says barking is synonymous with a tree. Therefore, dogs are less useful than a tree. and twice as dumb. And despite all these demonstrations of stupidity, these people continue to write these stupid articles. They continue to make these dumb movies. They continue to insist that dog intelligence is unprecedented. That's really how they project dogs. That their intelligence is unprecedented and that no other animal can match the intelligence of a dog. But again, I'm thankful that there have been articles written that refute this nonsense. Here was another one that I found. Dogs are much stupider than we thought. New study finds. Hey, bravo. Bravo. Dogs are loyal. No, they're not. But that's what this article says. It says dogs are loyal, loving. No, they're not loving. But they're also dumb as a bag of rocks, scientists have said. Dogs are not, despite what their loving owners might believe, they are not exceptionally clever compared to other animals. Researchers found many of the listen to this. Many of the unique skills of dogs, such as following human pointing, are in fact matched by other species. And they do this all the time. They'll conduct some experiment with a mutt and they'll attribute it only to mutts, even though there are a bunch of other animals that can do the same thing, if not better. Researchers from the University of Exeter and Canterbury, Christ Church University, reviewed more than 300 papers on animal brain power. What is this? What is this? I mean, I fail to understand how this is not utter stupidity right here. They say that dogs can tell a lot about an organism by smelling its behind. I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's the reason why dogs sniff the behinds of other dogs or people. Don't believe it. I believe the reason they do it is because they want to eat the excrement. Okay? They want to eat the excrement, or they want to drink the urine that comes out, which is a true living garbage disposal. I mean, it does not get any more obvious than that. That's a true life. Look at this. Now, this is hard to watch. This is hard to watch. Many of you have seen this already. So, warning up front, brace yourself. Brace yourself. These dogs sniffing. What type of intelligent creature does that? Isn't this the height of stupidity and dumbness? This is a level of stupidity and dumbness that we can't wrap our minds around. We can't. We just can't. I don't want to hear nothing about the dog is malnutrition. It can smell the vitamin B12 in excrement, or none of that nonsense. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. These things are just dumb. 100% cut and dry. These things are just dumb. And no other animal on earth can compete with dogs when it comes to being dumb. They do this all the time. This dog is drinking the urine from another dog as it's urinating. What? How disgusting is that, man? And these dog nuts, they allow these things in their home. They allow them to lick all over them. They don't care. Soon as they come home, they don't wash the dog. They don't cleanse the, and with a dog who does stuff like this, there's nothing you can do. You can't, what are you going to do? Brush their teeth? Make them gargle with Listerine? Of course these people don't do that. They don't care what the dog has done, what it has eaten or what it has drank. They will let the dog lick them, lick their face, lick their face. This is not intelligence. Why would you want to drink urine? Why not drink water? Why would you want to eat excrement? Why not eat real food? How many of you remember this? This was hilarious, man.
Here's where it came off the electric auger. But yeah, it doesn't look much worse for the wear. And that little earth magnet did the trick. It went straight down. I thought it might have, you know, if it were meant.
It's way down to the bottom.
Nice cat.
Yep. Well, be sure to watch that video that I put up that shows me getting lost. Happy to catch that as well.
It was a little hard finding the hole because it had frozen over. Yeah.
Man, oh man. Oh man. You see, dogs are so dumb that dog owners and dog lovers, they're embarrassed to even acknowledge how dumb they are.
Pizza crust very well.
You could use that.
Yeah, they're $100 now.
And right here's where it came off the electric. It doesn't look much worse for the wear. And that little earth magnet
That was where it
shifted around.
It curved its way down to the bottom.
Nice cat.
Yep.
Now, you clearly saw this guy in a maroon sweatshirt. Once he saw that dog drinking its own vomit, that's what this dog is doing. It vomited. And when this guy in the maroon sweater, when he saw that, he tried to walk it off. He tried to ignore it.
Yep.
It was so nasty and embarrassing that he tried to pretend as if he didn't see it.
I thought it might have.
And we know he saw it.
That's what I was worried.
Shifted around.
It curved its way down to the bottom.
Nice cat.
Yep. Well, be sure to watch that video that I
He tries to look away. Tries to walk away. Now, that guy in the maroon shirt, he's getting a real good look at what that dog is doing right now. Because the dog then turns around and looks at him as it's chewing its vomit. Now, if you vomit, isn't it like instinct to know that you vomited for a reason? Wouldn't you interpret the vomit as, you know, a problem? That it shouldn't be in your body. That's why your body rejected it. I mean, Don't you feel horrible after you vomit? I'm not in the mood to eat after I vomit.
I think that's sad as well.
You mean to tell me these mutts?
It was a little hard finding the hole.
And here was the icing on the cake. Where this guy tries to bring his attention to the dog eating its vomit, and this guy is so embarrassed by it, by the dumbness, stupidity, and how disgusting it is, that he couldn't even bring himself to reflect on what is going on.
Because it had frozen over.
He just, oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, I see how dumb that dog is. Yeah, yeah. Now, if the dog was really doing something intelligent, they'd probably take a selfie of it, take a picture of it. They'd celebrate it.
Yeah. He's got a meal now. Let that form.
Dog nutters. This is why I want y'all to watch this video. Because of this right here. Dogs are incredibly dumb. Unbelievably dumb. Dangerously, painfully dumb. And there's no way around it. There's no denying it. At all. My goodness. Now, one of the more basic examples of stupidity on the part of dogs is the fact, now you got to pay attention to this now, is the fact that these stupid mutts run away from their food dispenser all the time. Why are they doing that? Why do so many dogs run away when it has been established that their owner is a food dispenser? There are millions of dogs that run away every year. Is that smart? No, we can demand this much intelligence from a dog. They're mammals. These people have the nerve to compare them to 2-year-old humans. Okay, let's do it. Is there anything smart about this at all? A dog owner establishes that it is the sole provider of food, and the dog's bright idea is to run away. They even have created a business based around retrieving dogs that have ran away. Where's the intelligence? It's so bad that these dog owners have to keep dogs on a leash. They have to keep them trapped inside the house. If they're outside the house, they have to keep them trapped inside a fence. If they're outside the fence, they have to keep a rope tied around their necks. Or else they'll get away. They'll run away. Where's the intelligence in that? I mean, that's not asking for much at all. We're just asking that, hey, mutt, stay with your provider of food. And for a creature so obsessed with food, you would think that running away would be unheard of with dogs. Now, we cannot make sense out of this. It's a fact that these things are insanely obsessed with food. Irrefutable fact. And at the same time, millions of these things run away every year. And they run away from people who are not abusing them. Not saying none of them. I'm pretty sure many of the dog owners get physical. but many of them don't. And they run away anyways. We cannot make sense out of that. You have to chalk that up as utter stupidity. There's no way around that. No way around that. Much running away from their only provider of food. This is sad. This is so sad and pathetic. And this is why they have to constantly project dogs as intelligent angels sent from heaven. Because they need a way to take your attention away from how dumb these things actually are. Divert your attention and keep it diverted. How pathetic. How pathetic is that? You release a dog into the wild, and they run away. What do they want to do? What's the plan if they run away? Because if you release a dog into the wild, they can't survive. Yet another example of how dumb they are. Every other animal will survive in the wilderness just fine. Dogs will die. They will go extinct. If there is nothing else that proves how dumb dogs are, it is that not even in what's supposed to be their natural environment are they able to even survive. They wouldn't even be able to obtain food unless it is a carcass. They would have to scavenge. The only way dogs can survive in the wild is if they are 100% scavengers. Their food source has to be dead already. Think about that. That's shamefully dumb. That's shamefully dumb. Yeah. Okay. Worthless mutt. Oh, what is it good for? It can't do anything. Release them in the wild, they'll go extinct. Now, worst of all, now this really needs to be examined. I could do a whole stream on this alone. They brag about how dogs have evolved alongside humans. They brag about this all the time. So why is it that dogs still attack the children of their food provider? Haven't dogs figured out that they should not attack humans? Even if the humans are not the owner, even if they're not the provider of food to the dog. They always talk about how dogs know us so well. They know humans so well. They evolved alongside. You hear these people talk about dogs as if dogs are more adapted to human behavior and thought than even other humans are. Okay, well, if that's the case, why do they still attack not only their own owners, but family members of their owners, harmless babies, and children? Intelligence to me would be a dog would reflect on the possibility of losing its food source. Like, hey, this is the child of my food dispenser. And if I attack the child, then I won't get any more food. No, these things, they cannot wait. They cannot wait for an opportunity to maul a child or a baby. Harmless children and babies. Dogs attack. Where's the intelligence in that? That is utter stupidity. Utter stupidity. Where's the proof that dogs are so well adapted to humans? Where's the proof? When you look at stuff like this, the dumbness of dogs jumps out at you. It jumps out at you. It falls out the sky and lands in your face. You have to wonder, in what way do dogs demonstrate intelligence at all? I'm looking for examples at this point. In what way do they display intelligence? You can't even find examples of minimal intelligence, of basic surface level intelligence with these things. And they're so dumb that they're infuriating. Their stupidity and dumbness makes them more unsightly. Just like when you know that a person has a horrible character, they become less pleasant to lay eyes on. That's how I see dogs. They wear their dumbness and stupidity literally on their faces. What in the world? Wow. Wow. Really? A baby? Yeah. Yeah. They're demons. Most definitely. These are demonic creatures. And it's pretty pathetic. You know, you got a 2-year-old at age 2. Humans are able to identify their own reflection in the mirror. Dogs don't. Dogs can't. They're not self-aware. 2-year-old can imitate the actions of adults. They can match objects with their uses. They can name objects in a picture book. They can respond to simple directions from parents or caregivers. They can sort objects by category. Huh? This 2-year-old child. They can build a tower of 4 or more blocks. Dogs can't build nothing. Dogs can't do any of this. I mean, their experts say that dogs are roughly as intelligent as a 2-year-old. Okay, at least show me that. How come I can't even find that? I can't even find evidence of that. I'm just supposed to believe it because these so-called experts say it? See, I'm bending over backwards now looking for the signs of intelligence. Where is it? We've seen, there are videos available of 2-year-olds reading. Reading. We know dogs can't read. They say that a 2-year-old can complete sentences and rhymes in familiar books. They can make believe at 2 years old. Dogs are nowhere near as this intelligent. So where is the cognitive development in these things? It's nowhere to be found. And the saddest part about this is that these dumb animals destroy families. These dumb animals destroy families. I shared a video. I shared a live stream by Ashley, and I was making this live stream when I saw it. Let me get the title of it here. It's titled "Dogs Cause Families to Fight and Often Kill One Another." Okay? Now it's worse than that. I saw this article a few days ago titled "Your Dog is Not Your Child." Pope Francis gave a hard but necessary reminder to young adults earlier this month. Okay, and this article surfaced January 13th of this year. It's a few days ago. Your dog, your cat, or any other type of pet you may have is not your child. In a weekly address about the virtues of parenthood, the Pope encouraged people to take the risk of welcoming children. Not dogs, children. Biological or adopted. And the Pope mourned at the declining birth rates found in many parts of the world. The dwindling family, he said, is a choice and a form of selfishness. Now, this is serious. This is so serious. I want y'all to look at something here. These dumb, brain-dead mutants are being given priority and treatment that kids don't get. And you even got religious leaders coming out speaking about it. You would not think that the Pope would sit around thinking about stuff like this. Here the Pope is looking at dog nuttery and is embarrassed. Even brought up the dwindling birth rates. The Pope connected dog nuttery with low birth rates. As dumb as these creatures are, they're being treated as if they are more important and valuable than children. Rather than adopting a dog, why don't these people adopt a baby, adopt a child? This shouldn't be, if dog nuttery is going to exist in this country the way that it does, you should at least have the orphanages emptied out first. You should clear out the adoption agencies, foster care agencies. And once you exhaust those, then you move on to dogs. That's not the case. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever examined this. Wait a minute, can y'all see this? This is a list of the top 50 countries with the highest birth rates. Let me see if I can increase the size there. I'm pretty sure y'all can see it. Let me see if I can go one step bigger. Yeah, we can do that. countries with the highest birth rates. This is scary stuff. All for a bunch of dumb, brain dead, truly as dumb as a bag of rocks. Dogs. Countries with the highest birth rates. Now, what I want y'all to notice, none of these countries are dog nutter countries. How about that? Matter of fact, all of these countries are anti-dog countries. Anti-dog countries. This is crazy. So what's the result of entire populations not being dog nutters? The result is the ensured survival of that group. Now, this is a list of countries with the lowest birth rates. People, boy, oh boy. Now, what I want you to notice about this is the fact that virtually all of them, almost all of them, are major dog nutter countries. Is it fair to make these connections? All for a bunch of insanely dumb dogs. Lowest birth rates. And it's flooded with dog nutter countries. Now, some of these countries, the birth rates are low by design because the population is so huge. You know, Hong Kong, Japan, so on and so forth. But here you see clearly Portugal, major dog nutter country. Greece, Croatia, Puerto Rico, Spain, Germany, Bosnia, Bulgaria, Serbia, Romania. These are major dog nutter. Poland, Hungary, Austria, Norway, Canada. Oh man, Canada, Denmark. This is telling. So when the Pope pointed out that there are low birth rates, when the Pope mourned over the countries with low birth, these are the countries he's talking about. He is talking about dog nutter countries. And you believe it? Human babies, as intelligent as humans are, as dumb as dogs are, these people are replacing humans with these dumb, brain-dead creatures. How sad is that? How sad and pathetic is that? But there's nothing you can say to these nutters. You can't help them. There's nothing we can do for them. They're going to go to their graves being dog nutters. We all know it. Can't talk sense into them. But this is just for the future. This is for the future. Don't go down this road. Don't be a dog nutter. There's nothing beneficial about being a dog nutter. All it really does is works against your very existence. I've said that so many times. And here you have more statistics that prove how much dog nuttery works against your very existence. It leads populations into extinction. I mean, think about it. Just being dog nutter countries, it's encouraging nations to go extinct. And that's just in the form of birth rates, low and high birth rates. On top of that, you have viruses, black deaths, diseases. Dogs work against our existence in multiple ways. They threaten our existence in multiple ways. Okay? Not just low birth rates, not just diseases, but on top of that, dogs cause family members and loved ones to fight and kill each other. I talked about this on a video a while ago where I talked about how dogs come in between human relationships and they thwart the quality of human relationships. They thwart human intelligence. You can't share your love and energy with a dog because you have to retract it from your family. I've said many times, owning a dog is a form of child neglect. Child neglect is a form of child abuse. But it's not just that. It's a form of spousal neglect. Now you got to neglect and retract love and attention from your husband or wife, other family members. Dogs destroy human life and civilization in more ways than you can count. You mean on top of this, these things pollute our waters, our air? There is nothing worse than dogs in society. They are the single biggest threat on this planet. They are the biggest threat, the greatest threat to our existence on this planet. Worse than anything else by far. Yeah, and I cannot wait until more people point it out. Yeah. Somebody pointed out that you should see the big fights about the packs of stray dogs in Turkey. There are dog nutters plus rescue. Yeah. These rescue organizations, they are flooding these countries like mad. These countries where there are a bunch of stray dogs like mad to guilt shame people and all this kind of stuff. They want to turn every country in the world into a dog nutter country. And I hope the people in those countries see these videos, keep up with dogsbite.org and all the other platforms. I hope they get educated and kick these people out of their countries. Keep these dog nutter organizations out of your country. All they're trying to do is destroy your... Don't let your country be destroyed the way these dog nutter countries are being destroyed. It's pretty scary how they try to guilt shame countries that are not dog nutters. Pretty crazy. Right? Wow. Somebody said a lot of people I know let their dogs run around And if the dogs get killed or maimed by a car, they just say, I replace it. I believe it. They don't care. They don't love these dogs. It's all a facade. It's all to, get other people to look at them a certain way, to look up to them, to admire them. They want to be in the in crowd. It's all fake. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I had to choose, of course. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I will adopt a child over a flipping mutt. I would never. Man, there's no way. And from what it sounds like, dogs are harder to maintain than children. They're annoying. Nobody can convince me that it's a bigger headache dealing with a child than it's dealing with a mutt. Always up in your face, bothering you. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. Somebody said the dog meat festival should be in all countries. I agree. We need them right here in the United States. I should make a petition to have a dog meat festival every year here in the United States, where there's nothing but dog meat. Dog meat consumption is actually legal in a few states here in the United States. Which lets you know there are people here who eat. And that's another thing I need to talk about, because dog meat and dog butchers, these are hard-working people, just like the butchers in slaughterhouses that butcher and slaughter pigs, chickens, turkeys. And if an animal is going to get slaughtered, why not slaughter a dog? Why not make dog slaughterhouses legal here in the United States? That's exactly what should happen. My goodness. Can you imagine how much that would help the world? That would probably drive dogs into extinction. Because I'm quite sure a lot of people would start to enjoy the taste of dog meat. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, definitely don't date dog nuts. No. Somebody said, what other animal causes so much disharmony between families, roommates, neighbors, and co-workers? Nothing. Dogs take the cake. And it's because they're so disruptive and incompatible with humans. Humans have to go overboard and overcompensate to tolerate the presence of dogs. They have to bend over backwards. When you deal with dogs, you have to deal with a bunch of disorderly conduct, and filthiness and nastiness. And people just naturally get fed up with it. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. Yeah. They try to put dogs in strollers and all this kind of stuff, trying to project dogs. Nothing you can do, dog nuts, will put a dog on the same level as a child. And they put a lot of energy into doing that. And it's so bad, it's all over Hollywood. Movie after movie. It's like every year there's a new dog movie where they're trying to enhance the image of dogs. Nothing works. Yeah, that's exactly why so many. Did y'all know there's an article that surfaced recently talking about how dog attacks are on the rise, and they pointed out how the dog attacks, it coincided, the increase in dog attacks coincided with the increase of dog adoptions, starting with the lockdown in 2020. Right? It just, which lets you know we got more than enough proof that dogs are worthless mutants that are a grave danger to human society, to humans in general. Dogs are the most incompatible creatures with human territory. And that's a big reason why it costs so much to maintain their presence here. Look at all the money and resources it takes to vaccinate them, to give them all these shots, to deworm them all the time, to control them with animal control. We got to use a whole segment of our law enforcement just to, protect the general public, or at least try to. We got laws, noise laws, barking laws, leash laws that are most incompatible with human territory. Like I said, you don't have to put any other animal on a leash. And that's for good reason. There's so many things put in place that we overlook them. We overlook them. But when you compare dogs to other animals, you really start to understand a lot clearer that they should be removed, completely removed from society. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, and dog nuts, hey, you think your dog is intelligent after seeing this video? Hey, knock yourself out. It's not going to surprise me. But my thing is, give me an example. Give me an example of this great intelligence. Because I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Their stupidity jumps out. It sticks out like a sore thumb. And you're not going to be able to run the stupid propaganda that you're able to run on everybody else. It's not going to work here. Constantly attacking the children of the providers of food, their masters, their offspring. Dogs won't let you attack their cubs or their puppies. They won't even let you near. They tell you don't even go close to a dog if it's with its puppies. But they can't wait to attack your kids and babies. Stupid mutts run away from their provider of food in the millions every single day. They're running away. The dumb, stupid mutts would not survive in the wild like all other natural animals would survive. The dumb, brainless, stupid mutts lick up their own vomit, something that's so disgusting that even the Bible had to talk about how disgusting it is and how much of a sign of stupidity it is. The Bible, what does it say? Something like a dog repeats its folly, or no, a dog licks its vomit, so does a human repeats its their folly, or something like that. Comparing a dog licking up its own vomit to a human who makes the same mistake over and over. Even the Bible uses dogs as an example of dumbness and stupidity. Think about that. And the Bible was written during the Middle Ages, 1455. The dumb mutants lick buttholes and genitals of other animals. They'll eat the excrement of any other animal. They will walk up and physically violate the person and personal space of random people that could potentially be a threat. They bark at nothing nonstop for absolutely no reason, giving up its location, scaring off potential meals. The dumb mutts will be afraid of a human or a group of humans and refuse to approach them. But then it will change its mind if those people offer it food. There's a never-ending list of acts of stupidity displayed by dogs, and dogs alone. They will allow a burglar, a thief, to trespass as long as that burglar or thief offers them a stupid treat. This is the height of stupidity. The height. You could not write this in a book. If I were challenged, if I didn't know anything about dogs, and I were challenged to write about a dumb animal, I wouldn't be able to come up with all of this. There's no way. This is too sophisticated. It's too detailed. The only thing sophisticated about a dog is how dumb it is. They're jumping off of rooftops non-stop, jumping out of very high places, seemingly not even aware that they're not designed to do that. The dumb mutts land on the ground and break their legs. The stupid mutts will land on the ground and have the nerve to start whimpering and crying. I gave the example of how these stupid mutts will attack, bark, lunge, try to bite people. And then when that person pulls out a gun and shoots them, suddenly all of a sudden they want to start crying and whimpering. As if it's the victim of wrongdoing. Dumb. They will not eat one rock. They will not eat one sock. They will eat multiple rocks. Are you not smart enough to know that this is not food? You don't even have that much intelligence. This is embarrassing. This is a shameful level of stupidity right here. And if anybody tries to convince you that dogs are intelligent, I hope you are armed with this knowledge and ready to shut that nonsense down. 100%. So big shout out to everybody who joined this live stream. Also, big shout out to Jamin Hamilton, Live Now Media Limited, King of Martsy. These are people who sent donations through PayPal. You're very much appreciated. Big shout out to the people sending emails, the supporters in the super chat, the supporters who become members, the supporters who leave comments in the comment section. Comments help me out a lot. Not only the comment section, but in the chat room to these live streams. Right? I hope you're able to join me on the next live stream, which will be sooner than later, as we continue with this crusade against these worthless, dumb, stupid, dumb mutants and their enabling owners.